Alright, this is going to be a review of something that I have trouble basically comprehending how it can be made so cheaply. This ran me an entire $15.23 shipped. And what that'll get you is one brand new, well, a couple of bushings, and a brand new imitation Tillotson carburetor. Now this is an imitation or a clone of a Tillotson HL series carburetor. You know, for a second I thought that said Walbro, but no, it's a Weibo. Now what's crazy about this isn't even the cheapest one out there. I did some more digging after this is actually the third one of these I bought, but you can get them for like $10 and some change shipped. I mean, you can't even buy some of the gasket sets for a Tillotson carb for that much money, and you're getting the entire carburetor with the gaskets in it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on with one of these. Now, the reason I got into these, basically, you know, a few years back I was souping up one of my ice augers. I mean, because obviously that's what you do with an ice auger. And I needed some more power out of it, and I needed a bigger carburetor. Those motors use a little Tecumseh 3-horse, 2-stroke, and I didn't really like the carburetor that was on it. So after a while of scrounging on eBay, I found an old used Tillotson HL off a chainsaw. You know, bought it for 20-25 bucks. Bought a rebuild kit, and I was in business. Great. So the time came when I wanted to mod out some other engines, you know, do a similar swap. This bolt pattern actually matches up to the stock Tecumseh carburetor that's on those motors, so you got to get creative with the linkages and stuff, but otherwise it pretty much bolts on. Gives it a nice boost in power and tunability. So anyways, I was searching eBay for another used carb, couldn't find anything. Started looking around at diaphragms and rebuild kits. I started seeing, you know, Chinese knockoff replacement carbs for like 40-50 bucks. Kept on searching. Sure enough, they just kept getting cheaper. I mean, I don't know how many different manufacturers are, you know, making these right now. I can't believe maybe more than 2, maybe 3, if that. I don't know. So when I found one that cheap, I said, what the heck, for less than the cost of a gasket set shipped, I can get an entirely new carb. And I wasn't getting my hopes up, but I've been pleasantly surprised. I can't believe what you get here. I mean, it's not like one of these things are basically just a cast part. There's a lot of machining that goes into this. I mean, the inner bores are machined. There's through passages that are cut into it. I mean, stuff that is pressed in and peened over to seal up passageways there. Cross drilling, threads, all these cross shafts. I mean, there's bronze parts, needle valve screws, springs. I mean, not to mention all the innards with the gaskets and stuff. Start tearing this thing apart to see what it looks like inside. Well, it's got a screen in there. That's a good start. We'll just leave that in there. Alright, well, the first shortcoming is the lock washers are basically disintegrating as I'm taking it apart. Well, that's not encouraging. Maybe I've been lucky on the other ones I've had, but the other two actually work surprisingly well. I mean, I was pleasantly pleased when I hooked them up. Nothing leaked. They were adjustable. I was able to tune them in, and they've worked for a couple of seasons now. This will be the first one I'm actually taking apart though to see what's inside. Alright, well 5 out of 6 lock washers made it. Nothing too bad there. I mean, looks like a standard gasket diaphragm there. Main diaphragm doesn't seem too bad. I mean, at least the quality of any of the cheap aftermarket stuff. Actually has bronze or brass Welsh plugs in there. Best part of taking these things apart is when that little spring underneath there goes flying out and you lose it. So we don't want to lose that. Actually has a rubber Viton tip needle in there. That's not bad. It's got the little rubber O-ring, backing washer. I mean, the needles look to be fairly decent shape, quality. I mean, even the throttle shaft seemed to be fairly nice fit and smooth. Really can't believe that this is only, you can get these for $10. I mean, look how many pieces are still on the main carb body. I mean, these are both pressed in there. So is the needle seat. Yeah, for $10, that's amazing that you can get something. All that for $10. Shipping included in that, of all things. I mean, I don't know if I've seen too many other Chinese imports that actually, like, you get this much bang for your buck on it. All the threaded holes. I mean, jeez. I mean, this is both impressive and depressing at the same time. And if you were wondering about these bushings, they just go in the flange here. Basically, as a spacer for if you have a smaller bolt going through it. So in the end, I'm still amazed at what basically this is almost a disposable part for that price. I mean, why rebuild it and spend $8 to $15 on a rebuild kit? You can buy an entire new carb. Crazy. Alright, I guess we're gonna find out how this thing works. So we'll put the choke on and see what happens.